This podcast will hopefully contain words or statements of obscene, pornographic, or immoral character. You have been warned. You have been warned. You have been warned.
Dude, this is fucking... All right, so we've been listening. We listened to the Bob and Doug McKenzie version, and I'm too high is what it is. It's more like... But the fucking song with Geddy Lee in it, it's like super high. I'm like, I can't hit that.
So you need to take it down a notch.
Oh, so I just knocked it out.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I'm shocked. I have nothing to say that you finally pulled it off.
After much research and listening to the Bob and Doug McKenzie album, we made it.
Well, and okay, I'm a moron too, because you sent me that text about Bob and Doug, and I was like, what's he even talking about? Now I'm like, okay, now this makes complete sense finally.
Nice.
Yeah. Cool. Well,
yeah,
congratulations, man.
Woohoo!
You did it.
Yes. I was actually just going to fucking tape it or copy it and just do it. Use theirs. And fake y'all out, but
gotcha.
I wasn't feeling that crafty.
Well, I don't know. Should we just start with the bad news first?
Because bad news first.
Everything will be good news and fun times after that. So we were excitingly trying to book Craven Moorhead shows for this summer. And probably partially our fault for waiting to the last minute to actually try to book shows at places. That wasn't probably super smart. But a lot of the places we were trying to play are already booked or couldn't get us in, whatever. But the final nail in the coffin of it not happening was I was trying to find flights back yesterday, and I guess because of fuel prices and stuff, normally round trip tickets for me to come back to Maryland are about $400, and right now they're about $1,500.
Yeah, it's stupid. It is so ridiculous.
Yeah,
and they're cutting flights. Like my mom was saying how many flights were cut from Idaho or Salt Lake City in. Like she couldn't even get some of the same flights she used to get. Like it's all screwed up. Yeah. And I'm not falling for the COVID shit either. I'm done. I'm not buying that anymore.
Are they saying that's part of it?
I don't know. Everybody, I guess it's the repercussions. I don't know. I mean, besides that, what's the excuse?
I mean, whatever. I don't follow politics much or anything, but I can only assume that the part of the reason why the gas prices are so ridiculous is how much less gas was used during the pandemic, and they're just trying to fucking make up for it now.
That's sneaky. I never even thought about that.
Well,
that is very sneaky of you.
Well, I don't, is it, maybe it is. I think it's just like, I don't follow politics, or maybe I just see shit people don't normally see. I don't know. I'm just like, oh, that's all this is. It's like gas is super expensive because like we didn't fucking make enough fucking money the last year and a half. So.
And they still fucking made money. Anyway, yeah, let's.
Oh, no.
Wrong rabbit hole.
I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole, but yeah, I mean, they were definitely still making money, but not their normal amount of money. So it's like they have to play catch up. So anyway, we will hopefully continue to still practice, and I'm hopefully we just can, instead of shows, we'll work on writing new stuff, and we'll plan bigger shows next year.
Fuck yes, all in.
I definitely have some riffs. I've been working on some stuff in my downtime. So, I have
no lyrics. Fred and I are just going to have to ride around the Beltway or something.
I mean, you guys did do your best work riding in the car together. So hey, you know what? that could actually be like a really cool like show for the YouTube channel. Is you guys web or like dash camming you guys like riding in the car.
Fuck. That would be fun as shit.
I would actually watch that.
That would be fun as shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I just honestly just like an hour of listening to Fred laugh at you would be like worth it for me.
Fred had all the cool lines though. I had all the filler, and he'd come in and just fucking put the icing on it.
Gotcha. Well, so I guess we'll go ahead and drop this bomb. I'm not going to give out the URL yet because I don't want anybody sneaking around, but we do have a website now.
Dun, 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 dun.
So it's going to be like the companion website to the podcast, and it'll evolve and have other shit on it too. But I spent literally all day yesterday going through listening to all the previous episodes of the podcast at 2x speed to take notes of everything. So essentially I'm going to go back and add like retroactive posts with all the material that we talk about, that so people can, like, if we reference a picture or reference a graphic, it'll all be in there. You are
fucking nuts. There's no way I would have sat down and fucking listened to that horse shit again.
It was not fun. And listening to our voices at 2x speed, not so fun either.
Nice.
Not gonna lie. But yeah, so that's done. I have that list created, and once I have some time this week, I'll get the site going, and then I guess next episode we'll probably unveil everything and like point people to where to go and all that fun stuff. But
then merch. Fuck yeah.
Well, merch is coming.
I saw your mom naked t-shirts.
Dude. Oh, well, so this is something we could probably talk about off air, but since we're talking about it anyway, do you have the art files of some of those old t-shirt designs? Are they like accessible?
I would have to look. I have like archives of shit.
Like what fonts you maybe even use to recreate stuff if we need to.
Yeah, I think like the one was like Bauhaus.
Oh, I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah, the I Sold My Soul to Satan one's Bauhaus.
Yeah, I think you're right. So worst case scenario, we can just recreate stuff if we need to.
Yeah, and I actually found the original artwork for the Fuzzy Bunny logo, like the actual line drawing. I don't know where it's at, but I found it.
Well, I have like print, like, I don't even know what you would technically call it, but it's basically like when you would just like print something black and white out to give to the screen printer so they could burn the screen. So I have the black and white of the If You're Happy and You Know It, snap some necks back and front.
Fuck yes.
So but not digitally, it's just on paper, but that could be rescanned and stuff.
And we're getting them on sweet t-shirts too, motherfucker. Because like my Harley Poe t-shirt that I got at the concert, I forget what it is, but it's like a Gildan soft and it's all snuggly.
Oh yeah.
Like me.
Dude, I am I'm all about like good t-shirts now. Like I'm like t-shirt snob. Like I'll actually, like if I go to a show, I used to just buy shirts, like whatever, like I just want that shirt, but now I'll like be like, what kind of shirt are you guys using? And they're like, oh, it's jerseys, whatever. I'm like, fuck you.
I'm tired of my nipples bleeding. I want a fucking good shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I feel bad. So I'm totally in. And now I guess because I'm fucking old, when I see a band and I actually like them, I want to support them. Like I just, like, I'll bite it. Like
I'll buy some. I'm not saying I wouldn't buy some.
I know. I understand what you're saying, but yeah, definitely there's shit I'm like, I won't touch.
I'm pickier. Like, oh, like that shirt's a jersey heavyweight. Maybe I'll just get one of your patches.
Exactly. I got a pack of stickers too.
Oh, cool. Yeah. How was that show, by the way?
It was actually cool as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it sucked because he has this chick that sings with him.
Mm-hmm.
She does all the like the what do you want to say, like harmonics and stuff. or what is that when they sing? Yeah,
Harmonies?
What is it? Harmonies. That's the word. I was partially there. Yeah, she does all these cool harmonies with them, and she got sick right before they started the tour.
Oh man!
So they were only out for like 2 or 3 weeks, and she got sick before they left. So it's fucking lame. But it was awesome. I've never seen him before. So
you had never seen him? I thought you guys saw him before.
No, because I wanted to go see him, but like the last time we went to see him, we were going to go to Philly to see him, but it was an over 21 show, and half the people I'd travel with, or 2/3 of the people, are under 21. So
yeah, bummer.
Yeah.
Well, back to the reason why I brought up about the website is I had to break into my backup hard drive that has where I kind of store all of this stuff. And I was going through the Craven Moorheads folder because I was trying to pull some of that artwork for one of the episodes where we were referencing certain things you had done. And I found these text files. And I opened these text files up. And it's kind of one of those things, like looking back on it, it's like people probably like joked and made fun of me about this at the time, but it actually paid off because there was that one episode we were talking about who wrote what lyrically in the band.
Right.
And I found my text files, which are what I would have given to you so you didn't have to type shit, because we know you're fucking horrible at typing shit. So my job,
there won't be a whole lot of posts for me on the fucking website.
Yeah, I won't allow that. Fucking sausage fingers McGee over here. Fucking
oh my god! I still rip the fucking caps lock key off my keyboards.
Did you really?
Oh yeah,
I remember you used to do that.
Fuck, look.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Fucking gone. I just ripped the one off my other one because it drives me nuts.
So found these text files, and in the text files it's lyrics. It's all the lyrics typed out for the first record. And in that I had written, and again, this is a tie-in back to fake management, fake record labels, like the whole, like the gimmicky thing, like heavy metal bands would do, like who wrote what songs, like before each song. So like in the lyrics, I have like who wrote the lyrics and who wrote the music using our like fake band names.
Oh, fuck.
So it's
awesome.
Cool. So like all those songs I have labeled of like who wrote what. And I won't go into it right now, but there was definitely a couple that I thought I had written the lyrics, but Dave Motes actually did. So
Amanda was a favor of porno chicks.
Of the lyrics?
No, I don't think in general, but
right.
I think she stopped there.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think I'll have to go back and look. I think I wrote those. But I thought I had wrote the Annie lyrics, but Dave actually wrote the Annie lyrics.
Oh my god.
Which kind of makes them even better now, because I swear I thought I wrote those, but he wrote those.
Dude, that fucking porn was so old. Like even when I was buying porn for the video store, like that box was worn out and she looked like so out of date and out of time. It was awful. But fucking people still rented that shit. It's so unbelievable.
Yeah, dude, shit, that could be a whole fucking episode, I feel like. But I like being in the position you were in, working at the store, and people, I guess I've never talked to anybody with the perspective you have of like being the one who's like ringing up someone renting porn.
It's
like,
fucking weird.
Yeah, like what was that even like? Was it like you had like your normal people who were like kind of embarrassed about it, but then you have like your weirdos who are like not embarrassed?
Yes and yes. It would kind of it was all over the place. You had like women renting videos for their husbands because either they wouldn't come out or whatever, but they needed it. So like I distinctly remember like this older woman coming in and fucking renting porn. And every time she'd hand it to me and I'd look and she'd just shake her head and I'd just fucking take it, ring her up and send her out the door. But I mean, you did. And then you got like fucking old guys that they'd fucking come in, rent 3 a fucking day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I bet you the wieners fell off.
Like no shame at all. Like they're just like, I don't give a fuck.
No, I was like, I'm gonna rent more. So the best was this old guy.
Well, hold on really quick. When the boxes how did it work in your store? Would they bring up like a blank like clamshell case, or would they actually bring like the box?
No. No, they bring up actually at one point, I think somebody did bring the box there was a system where they brought boxes up, which is completely fucking horrible because they had to walk through the store.
Right.
But we started putting the movies behind the boxes. So you just bring the movie up.
Got it.
The box is there. So you knew it was there, but somebody else was whacking it off while you were waiting for it.
Okay.
So how fucking gross is that to get that videotape? You pick that, just think about that, like, and where we are today with fucking hand sanitizer and shit like that. How many fucking grubby hands fucking grabbed that fucking clamshell, that fucking videotape box, and handed it back, and was like kind of sticky.
Yeah, the stickers on the porn tape should be like, please be kind and wash your hands before you rewind.
Fucking awesome. Oh,
yeah. I mean, I guess the equivalent of that would be like going to someone's house now and like using their mouse.
Yeah. Oh, wow. You know what? It's weird too. Yeah, it's weird. I don't think I ever liked doing that before.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. Yeah.
Or especially, it's funny. I saw this meme the other day and it was great. I was like, damn, I'm fucking old. Like how well I identified with this, but it was basically like one of those memes where it says like millennial kids will never get this or never feel this pain or whatever. And it was like just a picture of somebody holding like a mouse from the 90s where you had to like turn the thing on the bottom to take the ball out and like clean the wheels inside.
Yes.
And I was I always think about those, like how fucking dirty those things would get.
They would. And it's fucking well, like I have to scrape on the little wheel to get it to come off.
Yeah. Fucking vile. So the people like the older guys who would like rent movies, were they just like, would they ever talk to you like, oh, this was a good one, or like anything like that? Or
yeah, you got a couple guys that just didn't give a shit, and it was like they'd start breaking the stuff down, and you're like, okay, but it
like, did you see this one? Would they be like, did you ever see this one?
Yeah, actually, they do. They would, or not they do, but they would. They'd ask you for fucking recommendations and stuff. You're like, it's like, I don't know. It's like, what are you into? And it's weird because, so this is the story I was getting to.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Is the like second video store I worked at, they tried to kind of get into you could already see life falling apart for the mom and pop video store with Blockbuster and all those major chains, like fucking just like you couldn't keep up with them.
Yeah.
Their buying power was so crazy that, when movie cost $120, they'd have 30 copies of it and we could get one. So the way all the mom and pops were making money was through porn, because that's something Blockbuster couldn't touch. So you start selling it, and like the second video store I worked at, they were getting in, like all of a sudden it was like very specific fetishes and stuff. It was like weird. And I don't think they had toys. If they did, it was after I left. And I felt bad for the woman that co-managed it with me, because I was like, because she wasn't her bag of fucking shit anyway. But you did it, and it just fucking kind of bounces off of you after a while. You numb to it. But telling you about this old guy. So at the other store, like the first one I worked at, like eventually you get these porn vendors that come in, and it was like $5 a movie, and they just have boxes and you just buy it up. So back when the transgender thing wasn't super cool, there was like this one porno star person.
Mm-hmm.
And she, well, I would assume she's a she at this point. She looked like a she, but she wasn't built like a she.
Yeah.
And he was like, It was called Sasha's Passion for Fashion.
Oh, nice.
Oh my God. And he rented it. And I kind of gave him a look because I knew what it was because I fucking dealt with it every day. And I didn't say anything because I'm like, I'm like, fuck, I don't know what this guy's into. And he came back and he was just this like old dude. He was fucking defeated that he was, I guess, pulled it out and was ready to clean the pipes. And all of a sudden she dropped her drawers and there was a dangler.
Total hanging dong. And he was like, he didn't know what to do. Wow.
He came back. I was like, I'll give you your money back or go swap that out.
Wow. Damn.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, it's a whole different scenario when you think about it, like that you used to have to be able to like leave your house to like get porn if you wanted porn. And like, yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, there's still fucking shops though. So I guess there's still people that have.
There's a couple here in San Diego. I've never been in them, but I know they're here. Like so yeah, I don't know. There's people that are still doing that.
Yeah, it's cool. Cool for them.
Yeah. It's like, the internet exists, right? It's like that. What I forget, is it, it's Family Guy. It's an episode of Family Guy where, Quagmire doesn't know that, he doesn't know that you can get porn on the internet.
Oh, Jesus.
And they're
Christ.
like explaining it to him. And then like, it does like 3 weeks later or whatever, he like finally comes out of his house and is just like, his hair is all fucked up and his right arm's fucking huge.
Oh shit.
He's just like, I didn't know. But so completely changed. Well, so we already decided off air that this is probably just going to be a fucking random episode because there's like so much shit to talk about since we missed a week. But the two things I do want to sort of get caught up on before we go any further is I actually I got a message we got someone who is played at one of our games with us, and they had some things to throw in the ring, but Justin Kent hit me up.
Oh no.
And he was saying like on our game where like record art matches the music.
Right.
He said that we had not mentioned Manowar and Molly Hatchet. And I was like, damn, that's great. Like those I think are two bands that the album art does exactly match the music.
Dude, yes, they're like uber metal.
Yeah. I mean, that's
actually quintessential. Like when you think about like that, what that graphic should be, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, those two, I was like, wow, those are really good ones. And, it's funny because it made me think. So I have a Manowar story. Gene
wait.
Yeah.
So I got hit too.
Oh, okay.
Well, you got one of them. Amanda dropped the.
Oh yeah. Well, I was going to bring that up too.
Oh, okay. Well, you bring that one, but then also Justin after bets. He brought up King Diamond.
Oh, nice. Yeah. No, that's a good one too.
As a fucking another one. Now he is an admitted fan, which that's his fault, not mine. But
I like King Diamond. I'm more of a Merciful Fate guy. But I do like the King. But I'm definitely
Jerry Waller.
Yeah, I'm more on the Merciful Fate side of that equation. But yeah, so Amanda's submission was the Scorpions symphonic record, which is okay. So she emailed me that, and I just like, I think my actual response to her was just like, LOL, this can't be real. and she was like, no, she's like, I own this.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I don't fucking believe you. Like show me. I wanted to see your hands holding this CD.
Oh my God.
So it's Scorpions with like an orchestra, and I guess her thing was that the music doesn't match the cover because the cover, and we will add this to the website.
Yes.
So people can see that, but it's like a fucking picture of a T-Rex.
I gotta look it up.
But it's not even like, I forget, like it was almost like a weird like claymation statue, or it was like, it was like some weird artwork that like looked like it was kind of like this weird like surrealistic T-Rex. And maybe he's wearing like cufflinks or something. I don't exactly remember.
I'm trying to find a discography.
Yeah, but anyway, it's absurd. Like, this is one of the most ridiculous album covers I've ever seen in my life.
No way, that's not right. That one's horrible too.
But while you're looking that up, I'm going to go back to my Manowar story.
All right, go to your Manowar story.
So Gene and I went to one of those New Jersey Metal Fest one year, and I'm not sure if it was the year we played or if it was just a year we went. But anybody who doesn't know, they had these Metal Fest up in New Jersey back in the late 90s, early 2000s. They were in, I think it was Pennsauken, New Jersey. And it was like a 3-day thing, and it'd be like all these metal bands, like from Europe and just everywhere. Well, one of the years we went, Manowar played. And this sticks in my head. So like, I still, my heart still hurts to this day because of this. So it was in this big convention hall, and they would have everything like cordoned off to like smaller bands and like little stages. And they had sort of like the main room with like the big stage. Well, Manowar was playing like this main stage. So we went in I was never like a huge Manowar fan. I'm like, they're cool or whatever, but I was never like super jock them or anything. But I was like, oh, it's Manowar, like we'll go check them out. So we went into this room and we're like getting seats, and they're like setting up to play, and there's these two guys sitting beside us, and I think they were from like Brazil or something like that. Gene can maybe remember and confirm this, but they were definitely like South American dudes, and they had like traveled like from wherever they were from, like to like specifically see Manowar. And like I remember the one dude, his like English was super broken. Like he could barely speak English. And he was like almost like literally to tears. He was so excited. Like this was like the moment of his life to like see Manowar. Well, and this is like way before cell phones and like phone cameras and shit. And he had like an actual like film camera, because he was like, well, I want to take pictures. Well, they had a bunch of signs up, and I think they may even have had someone come out on stage, and maybe they had some signs up that were like, no photography during Manowar's set, like at all, like no flash photography, or like no,
oh my Lord,
non-flash photography, like whatever. Which is kind of fucking stupid. I'm like, why? I mean, I guess whatever, big rock star bands like that have their like reasons for that. Like, oh, you're going to take this picture and make it into a poster and sell it, and we can't get our cut of the money, or like whatever dumb fucking reasons. So anyway, they like I think they were like just coming out on stage, or were like playing their like intro music to come out on stage. And this dude, he's like so hyped, and he starts like snapping photographs. And this fucking security guard like fucking emerges like out of nowhere and like fucking snatches this dude up, and was just like, basically like, no fucking pictures, and like basically like, no pictures, like no excuses, no second chances, and like proceeded to like drag this fucking guy out of the hall, out of this venue. And we're like, whoa, like what? We're like, dude, like this guy isn't even like from, like he probably doesn't even understand what you're saying to him right now. Like we're like,
oh my God,
like give him a break, like whatever. And the dude's like, what did I do? What did I do? And they like fucking drug this dude out, and they didn't let him back in.
Oh my God. How fucking horrible is that?
Yeah. And like still to this day, like that, I think about that anytime. So like, way to go, Manowar. Like I was like a on the fence fan of your band anyway. And then you did that shit. So like anytime now someone's like talks about Manowar and how much they like them, I'm like, fuck that band. Like,
yeah, that's fucking stupid.
So it's like, they like literally fuck, like that's the kind of shit that dude was like so hyped on that probably changed the trajectory of that dude's life. Like that sounds stupid, but like it could have, like that might have set that dude on like a downward spiral of depression or something.
Oh God.
And I'm like,
nothing
fuck
but coke and whores.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, fuck that band for that. So anytime like Manowar comes on, it's like I'm in a car, someone's listening to him or someone brings him up. I'm like, fuck Manowar. Like that band fucking sucks for that. It's like that. And it's like they know they have fans like that. And it's like you're gonna do them like that.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think it's
So
like
anyway,
Barry Manilow.
what's that?
I said Barry Manilow.
Oh, does he do that?
No, there's some fucking story. This guy that I listened to, he used to write for shit like Rolling Stone, like back in the day, and he fucking interviewed Barry Manilow, and he pissed Barry Manilow so much, pissed him off so much interviewing that the dude just like, he was like, get him past the state line. Like he totally just wanted him completely gone.
Oh,
Like
wow.
he pissed Barry Manilow off so bad. I believe it was Barry Manilow. I'll just fuck around.
So okay, so I have a ton of things to talk about, and I could go in order, but I'm not going to go in order. I'm just going to fucking throw shit out there. But one really cool bit of tidbit of news I can offer that just came in this morning, complete coincidence. Yeah. News flash, complete coincidence that we were even doing the podcast today. I got a text from Colonel Peckerwood.
Nuh-uh.
And he's like, hey man, been listening to the podcast, like really enjoying it so far. Let me know when you guys want me to come on because I need to set some things straight.
Fuck yeah.
So I think we are going to get him as a guest eventually, it sounds like. And as I said on a previous episode, we've done our best to
I had no memory
to give the facts as accurately as possible. I know that I'm wrong on a lot of things. I try my best, but he's basically like, yeah, there's definitely some stuff that isn't accurate that I definitely like remember like better than what you have explained some things. I was like, well, I even told Curtis that. I was like, we have to get Dave on because he remembers shit even better than I do. So I think he's basically gonna come on here and make me look like I'm a fucking liar.
Nice. Well, I believe it, but no, it's awesome that he wants to be on. I know we've got a couple celebrity guest stars that want to come on.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I told him, I was like, well, you know, there's definitely some other people who probably we have said we're gonna have on first, but yeah.
Oh fuck yeah.
And
I'm in.
He did send me he's been texting me as we've been talking. I haven't really been able to look. But he said one thing that I want to add. He said, this is a hot take for one of your conversations. He said, Kiss is the Ewoks of rock and roll.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So he's like, I'm just going to throw that out there. So we'll have him elaborate more on that when he comes on.
Damn it. I like the Kiss. But I was a little bit old, not much older than you guys. So I don't know. That was like my shit when I was a little kid.
No, I mean, I was super into Kiss too. I was definitely more into them because of the image than the music at the time. Like, obviously I heard Kiss songs, but I don't even know if I even made the connection between this is Kiss music and like, this is Kiss, the images and stuff as a band. Cause I was really into Gene Simmons. I thought Gene Simmons like outfit and like he was the one I thought was really cool. And
I was a Peter Criss, just
so you were a Peter Criss guy.
Yeah.
Oh, you were a cat, huh? Nice. So I'm sure you probably do, but where County Market used to be out on Pennsylvania Avenue, I'm pretty sure that was Two Guys before County Market.
Two Guys was near South High.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember what County Market was.
So Two Guys eventually became Nichols.
Yes.
And then became Farmhouse, which was the pharmacy there where they had the photocopying machine, which is where I used to get flyers printed.
Oh my God.
So a little tie in there. But
We used to
there
do
was
them in
a
school.
there was a store that was in County Market before County Market that was sort of like a Two Guys. It was sort of like a department store, Kmart kind of thing, but I forget what it was called. But anyway, my grandmother used to go there a lot to get shit. And I remember being in there one day and they didn't really have like a toy section in this store for whatever reason, but they had like a discount section in the back. And I do remember going in there one time and I was pretty little. I was like maybe 6 or something. And they had a bunch of Kiss stuff that had probably been hot and, was like really hot like the year before or something, that was like just they had a bunch of stock that they couldn't get rid of. And they had a bunch of the 12-inch figures.
Oh.
And I remember they had all of them but Gene. And I really wanted the Gene figure, but they didn't have it. So I always I always remember that time because I always think like, damn, if I could have actually had like a 12-inch Gene figure that would have been mine from a little kid if they would have had it that day.
I had one. Of course, I broke it, I think.
Oh, did you actually?
Because he was a little bit bigger than the GI Joes I had, so his shit didn't fit into all the GI Joes, so I couldn't accessorize him properly.
Well, dude, that's funny because I was actually wanted to ask you. I mean, so I did kind of have an idea for this episode, so maybe we can sort of go down that rabbit hole. And my idea for an episode was for like collecting. Because like so all of us, I mean, not everybody, but I would say that like everybody in our group of friends has some level of collecting, either of like toys or comics, records. So I thought that could maybe be like a fun thing to talk about.
I think we pushed that one. Yeah. Because I have lots of bad ones.
Yeah. I think that's one that's like going to require a lot more time, but I guess just really quick though, I remember you having, this is more just for my benefit of knowledge, but you had a bunch of like really cool 70s GI Joe toys. But I do remember, I mean, I know that like we're both kind of like old enough to have been in that era, but it would have been like the tail end of that era. Were those toys you were playing with from like one of your uncles or something?
It was from John Winnington. Like I got like all that shit from his mom. Like that, and I got like the Amigo Planet of the Apes. Like I had all kinds of that shit that she gave me.
Oh wow.
Like he just grew out of it and she's like just fucking moved it on.
Oh, that's
I was stoked. Like I had a little play set.
Yeah, you had a lot of like 70s GI Joe stuff because I remember you had the 12-inch figures and you had like the Apollo capsule.
Yep.
I remember that.
I have no idea where that shit ended up.
Well, because it was out in your shed like forever. I mean, that's where I remember it being. Like when I would come to your house, like this is funny because like as a really little kid coming to your house, I remember like going into the shed was always cool for me because I knew that's where like a lot of your like really sick toys were stored, was out in the shed. So I remember like back to the left, there was like boxes with, I remember like, yeah, there was like a lot of stuff.
There was stuff that wasn't mine that I think got boxed and I recycled on my own.
Gotcha.
Like there was a stack of comic books in the back. I don't know where the fuck they came from, but they're like those cool. I wish I had them. Like the cool shit. Like Tales from the Crypt, like that genre.
Yeah.
Like before they cut them all, shut all that shit down and the comic book code jumped in and started fucking all those things up.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, I think you're right. I think that's something we probably need to save for another episode, but I think that's going to be a good one though, because there's a lot of stuff I want to ask you about your collecting habits. And I don't know, I think there's like lots of cool tie-ins between our collecting habits and like the music side of it too. So,
yeah, I would think so.
But a couple things that I wanted to talk about based on my trip. So yeah, I just got back from a 2-week trip in Italy, traveling around Italy, and there's like a lot of pretty fucking hilarious things that happened on that trip. It was a really awesome trip, really fun. It was really exhausting. We sort of, it was less of a relaxation vacation and more of a, we did the like checking out all the history and culture kind of stuff in all the cities. So it was like a lot of walking, a lot of just visual overload and stimulation. So it was a super fun trip, pretty exhausting trip. One of the coolest things we did though is we rented an old vintage Fiat and drove that around in the countryside, and that was fucking so fun, dude. It's like this like old like 1962 Fiat, little like 4 on the floor, and it's basically like driving like a fucking go-kart that actually has a shell over it. So that was cool. But we did like all the kind of typical shit. Like we went to the Vatican, we went to the Colosseum. We went like, I went to a bunch of really cool record stores, which this shirt that I have on, it's this cool store in Rome called Radiation Records. And I actually, I dropped off some of my new copies of my new record in there for them. And, I was like, man, that shirt's really cool. And he's like, yeah, we have those for sale in the back. And I just got to chatting with the guy working there. And the whole reason I'm even bringing this up, because you'll appreciate this. So the guy who did this artwork for them for their like store shirt, it's the same guy that did the artwork for the hard-ons.
Yes. I thought that was going to say that before you even said it, because it looks like it. It looks like, what was it? Dick cheese or smell my finger.
Yeah. So I was like, oh man, that's so cool. And I was like, well, he's like, do you know who they are? I was like, yeah. I was like, actually, I saw those guys in like 1993. And he was like, he was like stunned. He didn't even know what to say. He's like, you saw the hard-ons? I'm like, yeah. He's like, did you see them when they were a 3-piece? I was like, yeah. He like, dude was like visibly jealous. He was like, oh my God. He's like, that's like fucking cool. And
that was at the Rev, wasn't it?
I think so. I think we may have seen them twice. Did we see them twice?
Ooh, I don't.
It was either the Rev in the 8x10 or at the Rev only.
I remember the Rev, I think.
That's probably when it was then. But that's when the drummer was also the singer when we saw them.
Right.
And he said now they're a 5-piece and he just sings only. And he said they only play like cover songs now.
What?
Yeah, I was like, that's fucking weird. Like, why would they do that? He's like, yeah.
I don't know. They were fucking good. They were like one of those sneaky bands like the Dwarves, where the cover doesn't always, because the hard-ons, I don't know, weren't always aggressive. It was just kind of like poppy, fun kind of.
Yeah, they're like pop punk, melodic pop punk. Because I forget which one I have, but I definitely have one of their records. I pop that out from time to time. So yeah, that was cool. Everyone in Italy is super nice too, man. It's like we've been to a lot of countries in Europe now, and I have to say, I think like the Italian people were some of the nicest people I've ever met. Like everyone was like really friendly. Everyone was very accommodating and like trying their best to speak English when they like couldn't really speak English. Because like fucking dumb Americans, we don't know any other language but English. So when you go to Europe, sometimes it's a little embarrassing. But yeah, everyone was like super nice. So I'd say like the one major story I have about being in Italy I can share that's music related is we went to Pompeii.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the actual old ruin part of that got covered by the volcano and stuff, which is something I always wanted to do. I did like a book report on Pompeii in school. So I've always kind of had this weird attraction to wanting to go there. So we went to Pompeii, and before we left, Trisha had this idea for me. And she's like, we're going to Pompeii. She's like, you should listen to Pink Floyd live at Pompeii. Like, because are you familiar with that show that they did?
No, I'm not. No, I know the album.
No. In the early, I think it's like 1972. it's like no audience, but Pink Floyd set up in the Coliseum in Pompeii and played like a set, like in the, like out down in the bottom, like where like things would normally happen. So I was like, that's like a really fucking cool idea. Like because the version of Echoes that they do on that album, I like better, or it's actually, I don't even think it ever got released on an album. I think it's actually just like a video only. But anyway, the version of Echoes on the live thing at Pompeii, I like way better than the studio version. So I was like, that's a really fucking cool idea. So the whole time leading up to the trip, I was like, dude, that's fucking cool. Like, I'm going to totally do that. So we're at Pompeii. We're like walking around. We have the little map and like figuring out where the Coliseum is. So we've been there maybe like 2 hours at this point, and we're like kind of walking around. And just for scale, there's, I think like 60 or 70% of Pompeii has been excavated to this point. And there's another like 30 or 40% that still is yet to be excavated. And the area that we walked around, just for reference for anyone who knows the town of Williamsport, the area that we walked around is probably like the town of Williamsport, but just like the main city area. Like,
right. Oh, like, crazy.
That's
I wouldn't have thought it was that big.
Yeah, it's about that size. So it took us about almost 6-7 hours to kind of like walk the whole thing. So about 2 hours in, get to the Coliseum. And I just was in my head was like, well, I'm just going to like load up YouTube when I get in there to listen to the song, because that isn't officially released. So you can't like download it or anything. And whenever I listen to that record, I always listen to it on the YouTube channel that I have like bookmarked to that. So I'm like, well, I'm just going to bring that up. So I get down in the Coliseum, load this up, getting ready to listen to it. No fucking signal on my phone. So I'm like, oh, fuck. So I'm like walking around inside the Coliseum, like trying to get a signal. Well, what's crazy is on either side of the Coliseum, there's like an entrance and an exit. And this was like back when they actually had like, fighting and stuff in there. Like they would have people come in the one side and then like they would exit this other side. Well, it's basically like these giant like ramps that go down between the stone. So like you can be like outside the Coliseum, you have like full bars. It's like as soon as you walk like 10 feet into these corridors, it's just like you go to like nothing like immediately. And then when you get down into the open area again, the walls of the Coliseum are like so high that you pretty much have to be like right in the exact center to get like a half bar. So the song would start loading up, and then I'd be like standing there and I'd seriously move like a tiny little bit and it would fucking cut out. So I was like, motherfucker. I was so mad. I was like, dude, it's like, I can't fucking come here and like have this as an idea and like not pull this off. I was like this will haunt me for the rest of my life if I don't get to do this. Because I was like, this is because I had been building it up in my head that listening to one of my favorite Pink Floyd songs in the exact spot where they fucking recorded it. Like that's
pretty badass. I wasn't thinking about it that way. No, that's actually cool as shit.
Yeah. So I was like, this has to happen. So I'm like, all like, I fucking go into my typical like fucking child panic mode. Like, oh my God, like what the fuck? Like this sucks. Like I'm fucking the whole way in Pompeii and like technology's failing me like fucking cunt phone. And I'm just like all fucking pissed off. So I'm like, okay, so there's gotta be a way to do this. So I like walk outside the Coliseum. I'm like, well, maybe if I like get it loaded up and cached on my phone, then I can like get it playing and then like run back down in there and like hit play and it'll like kind of keep going because it's cached on the phone. So I tried that and that it played for like 2 minutes and I was like, oh fuck yeah. Like I figured it out and it fucking stopped again. So I was like, oh my God, like this fucking sucks. I was like, dude, like I basically at this point, it wasn't even so much that I like needed it to happen. It was more of like, it became like a problem solving scenario for me. Like, yes. I gotta like beat technology. It's like, maybe you can like feel this pain, like being involved with,
yes.
Like anytime something goes wrong on the computer, it's like, gotta like figure it out. I can't fucking stand it if I don't like beat the computer. So fucking go outside the Coliseum again. I get her phone, and her phone has like a little bit of a better signal, but I'm like, okay, so this is what I'm going to do. So I like walked about 5 minutes away from the Coliseum, and both of our signals got really good. So then I took her phone, I played the song on, and she had deleted the voice recorder app off of her phone for some reason. So, because I was like, well, I'm just going to play it off my phone into hers and then use her phone, but she didn't have the voice recorder app. So I'm playing the song on her phone, recording it into the voice memo on my phone, so I don't need to use internet, which I got that to work. And then I took my phone back down into the Coliseum and then was able to listen to it. So it was like this whole inception moment of I'm listening to Pink Floyd Echoes live at Pompeii, recorded live at Pompeii, and then listened to live in Pompeii in the Coliseum.
So, and then you walked out the exit and there was a fucking vendor with MP3 players with that on it.
No, but
been awesome.
No, but that is an amazing hustle. and here's the thing. Just when you thought that's the most ridiculous, stupid story you've ever heard, I wasn't the only person there fucking doing that, because there was a fucking guy who came in as I was listening to this on the final playthrough when I actually got to hear it and walk around as it was playing. Like I even like went and stood in like the exact spots where they were like standing and stuff as I'm listening to it. This guy comes in wearing a Pink Floyd t-shirt. He fucking puts his earbuds in and he's fucking standing. I was like, dude, I should have like talked to the guy. I was like, I know for a fact that's fucking exactly what he's doing to me.
You guys could have hotspotted, did like a daisy chain.
Yeah. See, I didn't even like,
I'm fucking kidding.
Yeah, but that might have worked though. So yeah, so it's just funny. So now I have a copy of that song on my phone that is
recorded at Pompeii.
Yeah, so, and I didn't even think about that till after the fact. I was like, oh my God, this is like actually pretty cool. Now, like this version of this song I have now is actually recorded like sitting in the grass at Pompeii. So yeah.
Call me nothing for this one.
Yeah. Call me a dork all you want, but
loser.
You can't say I don't love music.
Oh my God.
I was like, this is like an opportunity that can't like pass by. Like I have to figure this out. You're speechless.
Yeah, I'm kind of I don't the level of dorkness and the level of obsession to actually pull it off. And I trust me, I understand because I do the same fucking thing. But the fact that you weren't going to give up on it and you fucking worked it out is awesome. It's still fucking dorky as shit.
Oh, the whole time I was doing it, I was just like, why? I was like hating I had self-hatred for myself while it was happening. I was like, why can't I let this go? I'm like, my personality will not fucking let this go.
Oh, I totally understand that.
Yeah. And it was epic. Like I have to say, like once it sucked, like having to figure all that shit out, that it wasn't just like as easy as pushing the button and having like a nice experience and just moving on with my day. But I don't know, like all the adversity sort of made it like even like a little more special, maybe, I guess.
You're not going to fucking forget it.
Yeah, I'm not going to forget it. And yeah, it was cool. And I can't think of any other time where I've done anything like that, where it's like, oh, this band did this at this spot, I want to like go there and like do that or something. For some reason she brought that up as an idea and I was like, oh, that's like a really fucking cool idea. I want to do that.
It is a cool idea. I like it. It's just funny. All right, so I'm because you don't stream.
Not a little bit, but nah, not really.
Because like I download my playlist is download like my whatever couple thousand songs that I actually listen to are downloaded, because at no point do I want to hit that level of like, well, I can't listen to it because I don't have a signal. And like we go lose signal on the way home every night. So it's like that in my head, I've always got that, like, I want music. So when the Wi-Fi is fucking gone and I can't get a signal, I can at least listen to the jams.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I don't know. I probably would have, probably not.
Yeah. Well, if I would have, I just didn't realize it was going to be such an issue. If I would have had any kind of like forethought, like, oh, maybe I should not trust technology and the internet. Like I should have been like, I'm going to be down in this giant fucking hole in the ground. Like maybe I should like download this somehow before I go there. But that just didn't even cross my mind at all that was going to be an issue. So
the fact that you have service on Pompeii, I think is pretty awesome.
It's weird too, because you get there. So we were staying in a city about a half hour away called Sorrento. So we took a little train there, and the train like drops you off. Like you get like dropped off at the Pompeii station, and it's like you walk out and it's like the welcome center is like right there. It's like you get off the train. It's like you're in the old part of the city. And then when you're in the ruins part of Pompeii, you can actually look out and see like the new part of the city, which ironically is closer to the fucking volcano. I'm like, maybe not the best engineering idea to like build the fucking city like closer to the fucking mountain.
Oh my God.
Cool. So yeah. And then, so another thing that was kind of fucking funny is when we were in the Vatican, we went to the Sistine Chapel, which was pretty cool. And one of the funniest things about going in there is, so you don't just like go there and go right in there. There's like a whole series of like little museums and like art displays and stuff that they sort of like zigzag you through to like get to it. So you basically start, and it's essentially like, it's this giant museum of like, look at all the cool shit we've stolen from other cultures over thousands of years. And like, this is why, like, I'm just the whole time I'm like walking through there, like everyone's like, oh, this is amazing. And in my mind, I'm like, this is why religion's horrible. And like, so it's like all this stolen shit. And like, so anyway, they weave you through all these exhibits of stolen stuff. And then, so you can use your phone like the whole time, you know, like people are taking pictures of paintings, and like, you know, some places you can't use flash, but you can take video, whatever. And it's like a lot of really cool, like Renaissance era paintings and stuff and sculptures, which I love all that shit. So tripping out on all that. And then at the end, you're not allowed to use phones at all this whole tour culminates in like going into the actual Sistine Chapel. So you go in, and then as soon as you go in there, there's like no phones allowed at all. Like your like phone has to be off. You're not allowed to be on it talking. You can't take pictures or like anything, because it's quote unquote like the main like religious sanctuary of the tour. So you can't like,
oh my God,
take photos. So there's like big signs like right before you walk in. And it's funny because they have dudes like standing like right as you walk in, and people are, you know, because people have been taking pictures for like the last 2 hours walking through this thing. So they're like walking in, like snapping, and like people just like these dudes like come in and swarm on these people and are just like, fucking put your phones away.
Like at a fucking Manowar show.
It pretty much. Awesome tie-in, dude. Awesome tie-in. Yeah, it's basically like going to the Sistine Chapel is like seeing Manowar. So,
oh my God, fuck.
So yeah, so they're like swiping people's cameras down, like can't take fucking pictures. So we're like in there, and we're like pretty tired at this point. And it's fucking hot as fuck in this building. Like there's like no AC. So you're being like led around for hours, just like sandwiched between fucking people, and it's fucking hot. You're not allowed to wear shorts in there. They make you wear pants. Like girls can't have any type of like exposed shoulder shirts on or anything like that. So there's like actually like certain attire you have to wear when you go through this.
So they have like a rental store outside. So if you show up in shorts, you can.
No, but they have a bunch of people like hustling fucking gear like right before you walk in.
It'd be cool if you were just selling like onesies.
Well, there was a bunch of dudes selling like I don't even know what they call them, but like it's like kind of like a wrap thing that girls will like put around. Like if a girl wears a shoulderless shirt and like goes out at night but doesn't want a jacket, like kind of like a scarf.
I think it's called a wrap.
A wrap. Yeah. So there's dudes selling these wrap things. And then there may have been some dudes selling some like stuff for men. I can't remember, but like you can't have flip flops. Like it's like a whole thing. So when we get in the Sistine Chapel and we're kind of exhausted at this point and we're like looking around and it is pretty amazing. Like I have to say, like, it's just, you know, you sort of, I don't know about you, but when I go in places like that, I sort of like get like weird deja vu sort of moments of just like, it's weird just feeling like being in a place so old and shit was painted like so long ago and like seeing the details of shit like super close, just like how much time it takes just to paint like a 5x5 inch square on any of that stuff. And like this fucking thing is massive. It's like, it's fucking insane how much artwork is in this fucking place. Well, I almost completely fucking forgot that one of the most famous paintings of all time is in the Sistine Chapel. It's like the creation of Adam. It's the finger touching.
Oh, well, I got a tie in for this. Go ahead.
Okay. So I forgot that was even there. So there's just like so much fucking shit to look at. And we're like looking around, like, how do you even fucking take all this shit in? Or like, just, there's just like so much shit. And it's all just so arbitrary and random. Like there's like no like real flow or pattern of like the paintings. It's just like randomness everywhere. So you're just like, where do I even fucking look? And it feels like super overwhelming. And then all of a sudden Trisha's like, look over there. So I like look over and she like somehow like points out there's like one of these main, and I'll put a picture of this on the site so people can see what we're talking about. But there's like this whole, like, I don't know, like Jesus, God thing ascending to the heaven scene where it's like all these, one of those typical paintings where like people are like hanging off a dude's legs, like, oh, fucking like, let me into heaven, blah, 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 or whatever. And then there's this dude holding a fucking skin suit. It's like a fucking human skin suit, like fucking Silence of the Lambs style, like basically like a head. It's like a whole entire like human pajamas that this fucking dude is holding.
Was it the angels wearing it?
So I like, yeah, her theory was that like, yeah, it's probably supposed to represent, you know, like this is your humanly skin that you leave behind or whatever, but it's fucking creepy looking. And out of all this shit in there, she points out this fucking skin suit. So then I'm just like, I'm like, why did you show me that? So then I'm like fixated on this fucking skin suit. And I'm like, I can't look at anything else. I'm like, oh, look around. Look, I want to see other shit. But like, no, I gotta like fucking look at the skin suit. So I'm looking at the skin suit and it's so fucking creepy. And then I spot this other little demon. There's this like, in the one like bottom corner of one of the like exit doors, there's like this little fucking demon poking his head up. He's got like this little like laughing expression on his face. So like, there's all this other important shit I'm supposed to be looking at. I'm fixated on this skin suit and this demon. I'm like, God damn it. So then I'm like looking around and then I swear to God, we like, so there's like a little bench that like you can be lucky enough to get a seat on because most people have to stand. These people happen to hop up right as we walk by. So we like plop down. So we're sitting and looking. I'm like, okay, we were in there for like a half hour. And I'm like, okay, I think we've seen as much as we can see. So we're like getting ready to get up to leave. And I happen to look up and I'm like, holy fuck, there's like the fucking creation of Adam touching fingers shit, which is like the most important thing you're supposed to see when you go in there. And we almost didn't even fucking look at it.
Because you were looking at skin suits.
Because I was looking at the skin suit. So anyway, not that compelling of a story, but it was just like hilarious that I'm like, dude, and after we like left that place, I'm
how
like,
pissed would you have been?
Well,
if you would have left.
No, I know. Cause like as soon as you leave the Sistine Chapel, it like, you know, like most museums, it feeds you right into the gift shop. So the very first thing you see is like 500-piece puzzle, creation of Adam with like the fingers touching. And like, once you're in the gift shop, you can't like reverse and like go back in. You have to go through like the whole thing again. So she's like, thank God you fucking like saw that and pointed that out for us. I'm like, yeah, no shit. Like that would have fucking sucked.
I would have been pissed.
Yeah. So anyway, I will post pictures of the skin suit guy when we get the site up so everyone can see what maybe some people who are art enthusiasts might already know what I'm talking about. But we came to the conclusion that on this trip, it was really fun, really historic, really cool, but we don't want to see any more religious dead Jesus shit for like a really fucking long time.
So I love that stuff. Like I don't know why I've always liked it. Like I ended up like, I don't know, a bunch of years ago, like finding on eBay the same Bible that we grew up with in the house.
Okay.
Because I love the art so much. Like
cool.
it's something it always spoke to me.
Mm-hmm.
And just not God talking to me, but it was just something, just the detail, and just loved it. But then again, I liked all like the Krishna art too. So I don't know. There's something cool about religious art that I like. I can't like fucking pinpoint it, but
no, I think it definitely invokes a certain emotion. It's like it's so. I mean, I appreciate it for the talent and the art of the time, which is cool. But I mean, it's even on a level of it definitely, like, to quote how the kids say it now, it does make you feel a certain kind of way. Like it's fucking like, I don't know. Like, I always hated going to church as a kid because
I mean,
that shit. You know, we went to the same church or whatever, but like our church was kind of cool inside, but I always found churches to be really depressing and fucking terrifying as a kid. And I don't know if that's like done on purpose or if it's just that the art of the time back then just doesn't translate to modern mindset. And it's just like seems so creepy now or something. I don't know. Like I said, I appreciate it, but I still find it creepy as fuck.
So I love it. Like I'm looking to see if I can find a picture. So for one of the taco places that we that we do graphics for, we use the atom touching God, and in between the fingers is a fucking taco.
Oh, that's amazing.
Like, oh! Like we were gonna do it on the side of the building, but we luckily we just got the taco in. But it's fucking funny as shit. Yeah, and we're working on it. The dude wants it for his office. Like it's gonna be like a 10 by 10 on his office, and we're doing like the full bodies this time.
Oh, cool.
Like, because right now, like initially I only drew out the fingers and just up to like the wrist, but now we're doing the whole fucking thing. I think it's gonna be awesome.
That's cool. Yeah. So I mean, so based on knowing that how much you like that shit, you would have fucking loved this museum then, because that's all it was. Like the first part of it was some Egyptian stuff, like some old sarcophagi and stuff like that. But then it just went into like tons of like creepy religious shit.
Oh, I'd probably fucking, yeah.
And then we went to, we were in Florence too. And we went to a Donatello exhibit, saw a bunch of his art, and like all his stuff is just like creepy Jesus shit too. So
all I could think about was fucking Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are like way after my time as far as like having them as toys, but I have some friends that are younger than me that were definitely like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle people, and I actually was thinking about that in that museum. It's like, dude, like this guy's existence as an artist has been reduced to being compared to like a fucking Ninja Turtle. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is.
So the other cool thing, music related, finally, that I did in Italy though, is so I did end up taking my ukulele, and we were just so busy the whole time. I really didn't have much chance to play it at all. I did kind of strum it here and there in the evenings, but our final night there, we were just so exhausted. We just like stayed in our Airbnb like most of the day and just chilled and packed and stuff. And I ended up spending a couple hours out on the balcony playing the uke. And I was like, well, damn, it's like, we're in Rome. And I was like, I need to do like a Rome or like Italian based song. Like, what can I even do? So I ended up recording a version of Pizza on my ukulele while in Rome.
That is fucking phenomenal.
So it's pretty funny. It turned out pretty cool. So I needed to ask what your opinion on that was. If that's something we should just go ahead and release, or is that something we keep as a bonus track for the new record?
Oh, wow. Well, you know how they do that shit anyway now is they stage it like songs come out before the actual album comes out.
Yeah.
So maybe that's like one of the teaser songs.
Yeah, maybe we'll make it into a teaser song.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is perfect. Like Pizza in Rome by the Craven.
I thought you were going to do the Centurions of Rome Meatmen song.
Oh my God. That would be really hard to play on a ukulele. Yeah, it would be possible, I guess, but that would be tough. Yeah, so we got that. The other thing that you'll be proud of is that for the website, for the episode, I was able to unearth the clips of your sister doing Desperado.
Yes.
And
yes, she will be so unhappy.
I was fucking listening to it, and I was like, sorry, Jen, as I was listening to it, like, sorry, this is gonna resurface again in your life. And it's just as horrible as I remember it. It's so bad. And so it was broken up into two parts. So I think what it was part one opened the hypothetical 7-inch, and then like part two like ended the 7-inch on our side, because it was going to be a split, you said, because that's how I had it split up. So anyway, everyone will get a chance to hear that once the website is up. So that's
how
kind of
magical.
Exciting. So magical. Yeah. So the other thing I would say, like potty mouth, boob story related, happened on the trip. So we're at this one train station, changing stops in one of our travel days. And this one train station we get off, it's like so many fucking people. And, you know, whatever, when you're at a train station, it's like people of all ages. There's like young people, old people, in the middle, whatever. And there was this group of girls, and they were probably like in their 20s. And they were traveling together. I don't know what their deal was. So they were kind of near where we were coming off the train. So everyone's like turning this corner and going down this big flight of stairs. So everyone's like walking down these stairs, and this group of girls, I knew they were kind of near us, but I wasn't sure how close, but everyone was like kind of getting like mashed together. Like everyone was stopping at the bottom of the staircase because there was a bathroom there. So everyone was kind of like trying to turn the corner to make this bathroom. So it's kind of like blocking everyone's flow going down this staircase. So everything backs up, and I just feel like this hugest set of tits like press into my back. And it was like, it kind of like freaked me out at first, because I was like, oh, like just weird that like everyone had gotten that close, because I'm not like super claustrophobic, but like, I don't know, when a lot of people are like all mashed together, it kind of freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I feel like these giant tits press into my back. And my first thought was like, oh, like, please let it be like somebody from like that group of girls that I saw.
Oh, fuck no. There's no way. So somebody's grandma.
So I'm like, then the crowd like eases up a little bit, and I'm like walking. I get a chance to like look over my shoulder. 75-year-old grandma.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it would have been awesome if you grabbed them and like held them up like fucking earwormers.
Oh my God. They were that big. and it's crazy. Like I hate to admit it too, but they fucking felt really good too. I was like, oh man, like these feel great right now. And then I turned around, fucking granny's panties action.
Oh my God. I'm trying not to cough.
So yeah, so I even like immediately got in my notepad on my phone and like 75-year-old granny pushes boobs into back on train station. So I like wouldn't forget to mention that on here.
Fucking noted.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And
did she say thank you or anything?
No, I think it was just like she probably didn't even know it happened, or like you know. I think God. That's one thing about traveling is it really like traveling in big areas like that really like breaks humanity down to like a very level playing field. I think it's like when you're just in public transportation in Europe, it's like it breaks all the borders of humanity down. It's like everyone's suffering in the same fucking place, and like I think there's just things that might normally bother you that you have to let go when you're traveling like that. But yeah,
you're making me not want to go anywhere.
Well, yeah, it's weird. It's like a catch-22 for me. I love being over there and traveling, and I kind of like love that shit, but I also fucking simultaneously hate it too. It's like I want to get, I love the adventure of it, but sometimes that shit gets a little annoying, like being on a train for like 3 hours and like there's no AC and it's like fucking hot, and you happen to be on the car where the windows don't open, and like everyone's just like, you see the misery on everybody's face, and it's like, we're in this together, like this sucks. But so I don't know, those kind of moments are cool. They're horrible, but they're toughen you up, I guess, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good for you. You're a better man than I.
So the other thing, this is the last thing sort of music related I have as like getting, I feel like a lot of things have happened since our last episode, and it hasn't even been that long. But I entered right when I got back, I got this announcement about a songwriting contest.
Uh-oh.
And I immediately entered it. And
Nice.
So what it is, it's actually really cool, and I'm actually like pretty excited about it. And I wasn't sure if I was going to share the information yet, because I just didn't want to build it up too much and then fail. And
nice.
then it like be like anticlimactic when the results come out or whatever. But so it is like a songwriting contest with like a grand prize winner, and then there's like other like secondary prizes or whatnot. But there's this pro skateboarder named Sam Hitz, and he rides for Creature Skateboards. And he's sort of like, he's a dude he's kind of like our age, I would say. And I mean, he's still technically a pro skater, but he doesn't really like skate as much. And he's kind of gone into the more like hard goods like side of things. Like he makes his own custom skateboards and like makes t-shirts and stuff.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, he has his own like little side company. It's called The Larb. I'll link it up so people can check it out. But he's like a big metalhead dude. He's into like black metal and thrash metal and like crazy shit like that. So like all of his like skateboard designs and shirt designs, sticker designs, and he makes like zines and stuff, but it's all like very like based in thrash and black metal and stuff like that. Like his sort of like aesthetic. Well, I don't know how many years ago now. It's probably been like, I don't know, 6 to 8 years ago. He started making, you remember those little like cigarette amps, those cigarette box amps?
Yeah.
So I had one of those years ago. It like looked like it was in like a camel box or whatever, but it's like a little amp. They were called Little Smokies. That's what they're called.
Fucking cool.
Yeah. So he started making those. He like teamed up with one of these like little companies that makes those amps. And he started making his own, and he branded them as the Vomit Box. And I've been following him for years. Like I actually sort of loosely know him through a mutual friend through skateboarding. And we've skated together a couple of times and stuff over the years, but he put out these Vomit boxes. And as soon as he put one out, I was like, well, I need to get one of those. So I bought one, and I didn't realize at the time that he was only going to make like very limited runs of these, like ever. So I have what's considered the first generation Vomit box now, and they're like pretty rare. I think maybe he only made like 12 of those ever.
Oh, fuck.
And then over the last like 4 or 5 years, like maybe once or twice a year, he does like another run of them. And they've evolved over the years. They like the ones he puts out now have like a little overdrive switch on them, and they're like a little more advanced. So mine's just like you plug in and that's it. Like you get the distortion from it, and you can't like really modify it or anything. So his whole concept was there's enough of these out in the world now. Like I'd say maybe there's 40 to 50 of these in existence probably. So he's putting together a contest where you submit a song using the Vomit box. Excuse me. So like basically there's only like so many people that can even submit a song, because there's only so many people that even own this.
Oh, fuck. That's crazy.
Yeah. So this is one of the very first, I wasn't on social media like at all on our trip. So this is one of the first things I saw when I got back. That it was like the day I got back, he announced this contest, and I hit him up. I was like, you fucking know I'm going to fucking submit. And I was like, yeah, stoked or whatever. So I actually happen to have this song that I recorded during the session for my last solo record. And I really liked the song a lot, but I just didn't think it like fit with the other songs. So I was like, well, I didn't really want to put it on there. And I was glad I didn't put it on there because it didn't really work. But I was bummed because I really liked the song. I was like, man, I'm probably like never going to do anything with this because it actually is more of like a heavy metal song. So it doesn't really fit my other shit. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, dude, like I already know what I'm going to do. I'm going to like resurrect that lost song. So I went in, I stripped all my guitar tracks out that I had already done, and I re-recorded all the guitars with this Vomit Box amp. And I redid the vocals, and I kind of like spiced it up a little bit. And I submitted it yesterday. And he said he's already had a couple submissions, like everything coming through is like pretty cool. But yeah, he seemed pretty hyped on my song. He's like, yeah, dude, this is like fucking amazing. And I'd even sent some pictures of how I had the thing mic'd up. I like, because his whole thing is like trying to make stuff kind of sound shitty as possible, but still cool. Right. So I took the amp and the little amp, and I actually I took a cardboard box that I lined with aluminum foil, and I put the amp inside that box and mic'd it in there just to make it as like extra like shitty and crispy sounding.
Oh my God.
So I sent him these pictures, and he's like, dude, this is fucking sick. Like, I fucking love it.
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah. So anyway, so the grand prize, it's him and these two other pro skaters are going to be judging the contest, like who actually wins the grand prize, which is like, I think there's some like distortion pedal company he works with. So I think there's like some like distortion pedal that you win.
I was thinking Hookers and Blow again, but
yeah, well, if it's him, I wouldn't be surprised actually, but I think there's like some skateboard gear and stuff like that. But obviously winning it would be cool. I'm not so much concerned about that, but he's putting together a compilation of all the people who are entering, and the top 10 entries get put on this compilation.
That is really fucking cool.
Yeah. So I really have my fingers crossed that like I said, winning it would be cool, but I don't care about that. Like I want to get on this comp because it's just like, I've been like a big fan of like all the shit he's done over the years. And like the fact that I even own one of these is like pretty rare to begin with. So I'm like, dude, if I can actually like make it on this comp, I'm like going to be really hyped.
For fucking the amount of people, if there's only like 60 of them floating around, how many people do you think actually saw the fucking contest come up?
Well, I'm sure everybody who owns one probably follows him though, because it's like, whatever. I don't want this to sound like it's going to sound, but like just based on the sheer lack of quantity of these, it is like a pretty exclusive club. So like anybody who bought one of these from him is definitely following him. So I'm assuming like, let's say there's 60 of these in the world, 40 people are probably going to submit.
That's still fucking cool.
But you know, he posted a couple preview clips of some people who have submitted stuff, and a lot of some of them are just people playing just like riffs on it. Like they didn't actually maybe like make like a full song or whatever. So I'm not sure how many full song submissions there will be, but there's really no rules. He's like, basically like you can submit a full song or you can just submit you making fucking noise with it. So, but yeah, it's kind of it was a fun, spontaneous thing. So I'm definitely curious to see how it ends up panning out. So I think he's accepting submissions until the 13th. So hopefully in the next couple episodes, I'll have an update on how I did.
And a teaser?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Maybe I'll hit him up and see what the deal is with that. If he minds if I do that, I don't know. Like, I'm sure he doesn't.
Yeah, if it's going to fuck something up, then no. Or wait till after it's been done, and then we can post it.
Yeah, but I'll definitely post the song. I think musically, it's nothing great musically, but I think that how the music goes with the concept of the song, it might be one of the funniest songs I've ever written, actually.
Oh, fuck it. That's awesome.
Because I would definitely say that it's probably the most Bomb Threat Craven Moorheadish song that I've written in years, as far as like how stupid it is lyrically.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. So I think
Wait. Are you saying our lyrics were stupid?
Well, yeah, stupid in a good way though. Intelligently written, but stupid.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that's something we'll keep everybody up to date on.
Yeah, whilst you were away, I was working on a new Dead Pet of the Week song.
Oh, were you really?
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, you should tell everybody about that, because that's really fucking cool. That whole like story of the last song.
So yeah, if you're bored and you want to write Dead Pet of the Week songs, there's a podcast called Haunted AF, and they take listener submissions. So I did one last year, and I was on like the first episode of season 7 or 8. I was all excited. It was fucking cool. But now I'm bored and want to write another one. And they just take a lot of people just fucking sing into the phone and that's it. And they're fucking awesome. But of course I'm bored and I have too many toys not to fucking play with.
Yeah, no, I remember when you texted us about that going on, and like I was hyped how hyped you were that it was even something to do, and then that you actually got picked. I was fucking hyped for you. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was stoked. The women were cool.
And do they still play it, or is it like you got that one episode and that's
No, they played it like 3 or 4 times this season. That's so cool. It was cool. So I was like, we need to make another one.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. So I think as far as things I had on my little list to talk about, that's pretty much everything. The one other thing, this will be another thing you can add to the dork checklist for me. But one thing I was always really, really hyped about, which I was able to do, is I wanted to get a genuine Italian leather belt and wallet. And I actually was able to do that on my trip. I
would hope so. You were in fucking Italy.
Yeah. So it was fucking awesome. But like I went to I met the dude who like made my shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like I went in like an actual, I think they call it like a pelletteria is what it's called. It's like, that's Italian for leather shop or whatever. But I went in this actual store and like met the owner and his wife who like made my fucking belt and wallet.
Oh, that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, it is fucking cool. And they were super nice. And like honestly, it sounds ridiculous, but I've really never have had a belt like this before. It makes like the cool, remember like the top of the mall, like the leather store at the top of the mall?
Yeah. Oh my God, yes.
Like when I put my belt on in the morning, like I get essence of top of the mall. And like when I'm like, anytime I move, I like actually like hear my belt creak. It's like makes like creaking leather sound. It's fucking awesome. Like it makes me feel like way more important than I actually am.
Nice. Dr. Cool.
Yeah.
And your fucking fancy Italian leather belt.
Yeah, man. I'm pretty hyped. I was trying to get a pair of shoes while I was over there too. But
oh my God.
Dude, shoes are so expensive. Like the cheapest, there's like a place where I could have went where they could have like measured my foot and stuff and then like made my shoes and sent them to me like a month later or something. It was going to be like $2,000.
And I said no.
Oh
my God.
Yeah.
Think how pimpy you look.
It's so pimp. Like, I know it's like probably
you and then your grandfather sweater. And then you get some Italian loafers, you'd be looking awesome.
Dude, that was my goal. I mean, I'm trying so hard to cultivate my middle-aged old man look. And like that would have like capped it is my fucking Italian leather shoes. But yeah.
Oh my God.
Not financially there yet.
I don't know. At any point I'd be willing to drop $2,000 on a pair of shoes.
Yeah.
I have a fucking hard time spending over $100 for I won't spend over $100 for a pair of shoes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of one of those things where like you buy those and it sucks, but they like literally will last you the rest of your life. Like that's like the only pair of shoes you would like really ever need. I mean, obviously, like,
do they have a lifetime guarantee?
They probably do. I mean,
Oh,
but
yeah.
here's the thing though about shit like that is it does require upkeep. So where like $60 Vans that you just skate in or wear for a year and then throw them away, like $2,000 shoes after a year, you have to like take them in to like get maintenance on them and stuff.
There's a lot of cobblers in San Diego.
There actually, yeah, there are. Believe it or not, there's one right near us.
No, I don't believe it, but
yeah. No. Well, here's the thing. We live right near the horse track. We live right near the Del Mar racetrack.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like a huge horse racing community, like where we live. So there's like a lot of like leather repair places and like cobblers and stuff.
That's nice.
Who like fix like racing boots and shit like that. Yeah. Like frou fucking rich people shit.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. So what's been going on with you? Oh,
Nothing.
you know what? I tell you what else I wanted to ask. This just came to me.
Oh yeah.
Is so you guys had band practice while I was away, and how did that go?
We did awesome, except for what you saw a picture of, which was trying to figure out blow and EO.
Oh, okay.
And then we skipped doing our new song, Snip the Glue.
Okay.
Though Fred did remember all the parts on the way home. Or actually, he texted me the next day. He was like, I knew all the parts. Like, he remembered them. I was like, whatever.
Oh,
I don't fucking believe you.
Okay, and you know what? There's no excuse for that because fucking Aaron even asked me to make him tablature for that song, which I did.
Yes.
So someone didn't do their homework.
Oh my God. No, it was surprising that we were much better than I thought. Especially when we skipped Snip the Glue.
Yeah.
Which is our title track of our next release. Maybe.
No. We already have the title of the next record.
Oh, what was it? It's
Stupidity Will Prevail.
Fucking awesome.
So you heard it here first, folks.
Oh shit. No, it went well. Yeah. It was nice.
That's cool.
It's
I mean,
experience.
I was thinking this yesterday when I was like, there's no way I can fucking come back now because of like the cost of flights and stuff. But I would be sad, but I have absolutely zero problem in you guys playing shows without me. If you guys want to fucking play, like you should fucking do it.
We should. Well, we still need to practice, and
yeah,
you are kind of the anchor. So,
yeah, but yeah. I'm just throwing that out there though. Like I'm all about the team effort. Like I'd rather if you guys playing without me can like build something back up until I can get back, then I'm all for it. Oh my God,
that'd be funny. Yeah, well, I definitely don't think we'll stop practicing because who knows, shit could change and all of a sudden air flights are going to be cheap again.
Yeah. I don't know. And I don't know, maybe it all just kind of worked out because I was kind of stressing on the fact that it was because I didn't think it was going to be easy to get shows, but I thought it was going to be a little easier than what it was turning out to be. And I was like, man, like we're going to end up having to let's fucking play on the side of the road somewhere and like invite people an hour before we set up.
Fuck no, dude. I was already find a place to play in Bel Air. Yeah. I was just going to rent the place. It actually looks pretty cool. It reminds me of we played somewhere where they actually had a little stage. And it was a venue I think Eli rented out and Born Against played there. I think it was that show.
Oh, that's funny. When I was going through my scrapbook yesterday to pull stuff to take pictures of, I found a Born Against flyer when they played at Wilson Ruritan.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, it was Lincoln and Born Against, and I remember that show too because it's a show where the singer of Born Against I think was wearing like a deer head, like a taxidermy deer head. When they started playing, he had like the microphone like in the mouth.
That is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was that show. Born Against was fucking cool, man. I like that band.
Yeah, I still listen to, I don't remember the 19 patriotic hymns or 9 patriotic hymns, something
Yeah,
like
I
that.
have that on vinyl. I actually got that a few years ago. I found it used for like $8.
Oh, crazy. I got it at the show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny, man. When I was going through like taking show notes to make like the retroactive post and stuff, I was going through my scrapbook and I found, I think even you're going to be stoked when I get the post up, because there's so many things I found that have confirmed and denied things we've talked about so far from like artwork standpoint. Especially with the lawn dart stuff. Like, wait till you see some of the lawn dart shit I uncovered. It's pretty great. Yeah.
Oh, that scares me.
Even some aversion stuff too, that stuff you gave me on like not the last trip, but the trip before I was back, that is really cool shit that I totally forgot you even gave to me. So
I don't know what I gave you, so I'll be just as excited as everybody else. Yeah. See, Justin, look how happy I am talking about it.
Oh,
Justin gives me shit about, because I cringe every time we talk about aversion, and I'm already getting that weird feeling in my shoulders already.
Yeah.
So we can drop the subject. But I would like to see it.
Justin and I have had this conversation before over the years about our dislike for your lack of enthusiasm for a band that we love so much.
It's weird.
Oh, and I did. So I doubt anyone did this, but in that one episode we were sort of talking about like the origin story of aversion, with like being at Harpster's house and like you guys played in the garage and then moved to the tree house.
Yeah.
I had made a comment about telling people to go to the YouTube, because one of those videos shows a clip from when you guys were in the tree house. And I went and looked, and that video I don't think is uploaded, but I actually do have a copy of it. So I ended up taking a screen grab of it. So I'm going to put that in the one post for that episode.
Oh, that's
where it
awesome.
Actually shows Matt and Ryan in the treehouse, like jamming. So
that's cool.
People can kind of see, I mean, whatever. It's like a really small clip of like basically cool two dudes jamming in a shed is like what it looks like, but it's actually a treehouse. So well, I mean, it was basically a shed on fucking post.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was cool. I mean, fuck. Who else? How many other parents give up spots like that?
Mm-hmm.
I guess, well, Heath's mom or parents did. We practiced in their garage.
Yeah, well, there's footage. I think one of the clips on the YouTube channel is footage of Heath's garage, because it's starting out with somebody had like written all your names on sheets of paper and like doing it like movie credits.
Right.
Like flipping through. I guess that was probably maybe, I don't know if that was one of the North High shows. I don't know. Is that, I mean, I know we've already kind of gone for a while. Is the North, because I know we were talking about maybe delving into the North High shit a little bit. Is this maybe something we could go into for like a little bit before we wrap up?
No, because I think that would be good to have an also motherfucking special guest.
Oh, okay.
Because I think like Justin or Gene, like those guys fucking remember that. I remember the second one we played, I came out, was it the second one? Did we do 2 or just 1? I think we played 2.
I think I have 2. I don't know if they're both on the YouTube channel, but I'm pretty certain there was 2 North High shows.
I think the first one we played, like I had pneumonia for a fucking month. So we hadn't practiced, but I remember being a pretty cool show. So I don't know. I think, you got to get other people. I cannot watch those videos. It's painful.
Well,
in a positive way. No, it's not.
What's funny is, well, I may have told you this, I don't know, but so watching, because it's funny because you guys would have been like you pretty much the same age, but one of the very first show footages that I saw of Gavin's band,
and
like watching like sort of his stage movements and stuff, I was like, oh my God, like he fucking looks like you.
And he's never seen any of it. So that's funny as shit.
I know. That's what it was great. I was like, dude, he's like never even seen any of this. And he has some of your like moves like instinctually. And when I was going through some of those clips yesterday, I was fucking cracking up because it's like watching a version X videos now is like, it's like watching Gavin singing, but it's you. My God. So it's like, it's hilarious. It's like this weird fucking, there's like a lot of thoughts going through my head of like, wow, like he looks so much like you, but then it's crazy that like this doesn't seem that long ago, but like your son's in a band now. So it's like weird.
Yeah, and they sound better than anything that I don't know. We were getting pretty good there at the end.
You mean like Craven Moorheads?
Yeah. And Dim, like that stuff. I'd love to go back and record it.
Yeah.
And actually fucking, well, I guess as the Craven Moorheads V2 or.
I think part of that too, though, is, and whatever, like all the dudes in his band are super talented musicians for their age. Like I'm certainly not at all taking anything away from that. However, in our defense a little bit, I think kids now have maybe a little bit of an advantage just because gear is more accessible. Maybe there's like more of a push to start playing sooner. And that I think maybe like, and this is like a broad statement, and maybe this isn't accurate across the board, but I think even maybe like parents are more accepting of kids playing the type of genres of music we're into than maybe when we were coming up. It's a little more like encouraged than it was for us. So like there's more passion and more drive to be better younger because it's like more accepted possibly.
Yeah. Well, I think definitely, I mean, because the music's only expanded since we were kids. I mean, I think whatever was it late 80s, early 90s, like that breakout of like grunge, and then grunge made punk more acceptable. So it's coming those waves, and so I think it is. And I don't know, me as a parent, like I want them to do shit that they like. I don't think my parents ever pushed back against it, but they definitely weren't like, hey, you guys should practice more, or there was no input coming in from them. It was like where I hound him all the time. Yeah. And it's because I'm a dick as a dad most of the time, but because not everybody gets a fucking trophy, and we have to understand that.
Yeah, totally. Well, I think my situation was similar. Like my family was super supportive of our music and stuff too. Like, did they understand it? Like, absolutely not. They're like, why are you guys playing the type of music that you're playing? It's like, we don't get it, but we're happy that you're doing it. And you guys are good at what you do. We don't understand it, but you're good at what you do. So
your grandmother was always supportive.
Yeah. So it's funny. I have a story kind of about her, but more about my grandfather. So I doubt you remember this, but this is something I did want to bring up a few episodes ago when we were talking about Cowboy Carl. So, I don't remember the exact reason why, but you guys had come out to my house one day, and this was like pretty early on. Like this may have been like Lawn Dart was probably going on, but I think I was probably still in school, and like Bomb Threat hadn't started yet or anything, but you guys came out to the farm for something, and Dave had a mohawk. Like Dave Dart was rocking like a mohawk, and like he came out to the farm with you guys or with you one day. And you guys came in, and like he was like in full like Lawn Dart garb, like how he just like used to dress like
he loves it,
like crust punk style, like pins and shit, whatever. And you guys came walking in. I remember my grandfather sitting at the kitchen table, and my grandmother just being like, like, oh hi Curtis, or like whatever, like talking to you guys. And she brings up to this day, she's like, I'll never forget that time that Curtis and your friend Dave came out to the house, and your friend Dave had that giant mohawk. And she's like, she's like, if that would have been your father and one of his friends, your grandfather would have went through the roof. But like he didn't say shit. Like, so it's just like back to what I was saying before, like being first grandchild, like I was like, I could never do anything wrong ever. Like he didn't give a fuck about anything I was doing. And like the fact of Dave having a mohawk, like he didn't care. But like, yeah, if that would have been like my dad and one of his friends, he probably would have been like, cut that shit off. Like, why are you in my house with that fucking mohawk? You fucking crazy person.
That's fucking awesome.
So yeah, I mean, it's just point being is that like, yeah, they were super supportive. And I mean, shit, there's that classic photo. I'll have to dig it up, but when they let me like put all those bomb threat clothes on them and take a picture of them. Have you seen that?
No, it sounds awesome.
Yeah. My grandmother actually asked me recently, she's like, can you send me a copy of that picture? She's like, I want to see that again. But yeah, we had played a show and I don't know, somebody had the key to the shed and I couldn't get in. Because I think a couple different people had keys to get in the rehearsal room and someone had all the keys and we like had a show and like couldn't get the gear in one night. So I had like put stuff in the house. So our like the gag bag was in the house with all the costumes and stuff. And the next day I like got up and I was just like getting some stuff out of there. And I was like, hey, why don't you guys let me put some of this shit on you and take your picture? And like, so they were like sitting on the couch watching TV and they had all of like the shit Dave wore and like all the shit that I wore. Like my grandfather had some wig on and like some big sunglasses. God. Like a clown wig.
Fucking awesome.
And yeah, it's like this classic photo of them just sitting on the couch watching TV, like that nothing's wrong. I was like, now just act like you're just like sitting there, like this is your normal shit. And yeah, like they were totally cool with like letting me dress them up and stuff. So,
oh, that's badass. Yeah, you'll have to. That'll be a poster because I don't remember. If I saw it, I don't remember.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, I'll have to dig. I know I have it somewhere. I'll just have to find it. But yeah, I'll share that on the website. But yeah, cool. So I think next episode we'll like I said, I thought of a bunch of new topics for moving forward too. I have a couple ideas. So I don't know like whose turn it'll be to like come up with a topic. Yeah. So we didn't even really have a topic today. I just figured we'd kind of get back in the swing of things and catch up and all that shit. So yeah.
So before we wrap up, thank you for downloading this hunk of shit. Jonathan, you've totally beat me. And you were right. I was wrong because there are far more people listening to this turd fiesta than I ever expected. Except for episode 5.
Is it 5?
I think it's 5. The Dead Milkman or whatever.
One of the episodes is not liked for some reason.
It's probably because you said Dead Milkman were the most rounded punk album that you should take on a fucking deserted island.
Oh, well, I mean, hey, that's my opinion. Fuck off.
Oh, it's okay. Justin was kissing your ass. I agree with him. Shut the fuck up.
Hey,
brownie points.
How
fucking far can you get your nose shoved up his ass?
How many years are going to go by before you realize that most of the time the shit I say is right?
Shit I says. Oh yeah, my God.
You were like, no one's going to fuck. You're okay. Back the beginning of the middle of March when we talked about doing this, you're like, hey, we should do a podcast. I'm like, yeah, I thought about doing it for a while, but I just didn't want to. I was like, how would I even do it by myself? That's weird. And you're like, let's fucking do it. And I'm like, all right. You're like, I don't know why we're going to fucking do it though. Like, who's going to fucking listen to this shit? I'm like, I think there's going to be some people that'll listen to it. You're like, no fucking way. Like, why are we even doing this? I was like, it's your fucking idea.
It's fun. Though I don't remember half the shit we talk. I don't remember it until we talk about it. It's just.
Yeah. Well, so having Dave on is going to be, well, so that's another thing we should probably talk about is like, I think it is getting time that we should like have a guest on soon.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
So I don't know who we should have on first.
Well, we can talk about it and then we'll say it next episode.
Yeah. I think it's time for a guest because I think we're far enough in now where we definitely, I guess my thing is I've had enough people now say that most things are accurate, but some things need a little bit of like spice to make them a little more accurate. So it'd be nice to like get shit cleared up before we get too deep, because that'll maybe help with how we continue to tell stories. If like certain things are like,
oh fuck no, that's not going to change shit.
It might though.
Oh my
Lord. I'm not going to divulge this now, but one of the things Dave did send me this morning is he had brought up that there was another band we did in high school that I completely failed to mention. And I'm not going to mention it now because I'm going to save it. But after he sent me that message, I immediately thought of what it was. So I do know what he's talking about, and it is really fucking cool. And the problem is that I don't want to mention it now, because then mentioning it now is going to require me to dig out shit in my storage bin, because I need to get to the materials he's talking about to really like bring everything home, because
that's awesome.
We actually had stuff. So I don't want to talk about it without giving the visuals, because the visuals are like everything with this band. So
nice.
Yeah. Which by the way, one last thing is the one thing that I was sort of secretly happy about that we can't play in July now is I was like, fuck, I'm going to, in the next like 2 weeks, going to have to go down to my storage and dig everything out to get to the Potty Mouth Records storage bin, where like all the Craven Moorhead CDs are, where all the Craven Moorhead stickers are, or like basically everything I would want to bring back to like have for the shows to like give away or sell or whatever. I was going to have to dig that shit out, and like where that bin is like so fucking buried. And I was really kind of secretly pretty butthurt about having to get to that. So now I don't have to get to that right away.
God. Ugh, killing me.
Yeah. So anyway.
All right, kids. Adios, and we'll see you next week. Yeah.
Next week. And hopefully we'll be unveiling the new website. So yeah.
Woohoo. All right. Party on, motherfuckers.
Later. This podcast was brought to you by Potty Mouth Records. Contact us at pottymouthrecords@gmail.com and follow us on Instagram at Potty Mouth Records.